line at the overnight area. I'm going to use the edge-minder zone. Yes, FIP. FIP wrote in gold feels on pause. Yeah, it kind of really roared up into the 70s and is now just like remember the game show Prices Right and the little Plinko, how it would just kind of ting 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 and then, you know, fall down and to the side back, you know, it's like that. All right, yes, nice, Bo. Thanks for letting me know. FIP's been going a little bit mad working outside of the trading arena. He says it feels good to be back. I talked to a trader yesterday. He said he quit drinking coffee cold turkey. And I did something similarly when I was young. I think I may have still been a teenager. And I watched I remember the old, I think it was on Friday or Saturday night. It was a Barbara Walters, like, I can't remember the name of it, but basically it was just like a news magazine kind of show. And anyways, it was about addiction. And they were talking about, just basically, how addiction works and all that stuff. And I was like, man, I do not want to be an addict. And I thought every morning I drink Dr. Pepper, because I didn't drink coffee when I was younger. I didn't start drinking coffee till I was about 30. So 31 actually. And so anyways, I just quit drinking Dr. Pepper in the morning. And I had headaches and all that. And I was like, oh my word, I really was an addict. And so now I'm feeling the same, like urge to just take control, and just be like, nope, I'm not having coffee anymore. But I'm not sure. It's one thing when you run with your ideas when you're 19. It's another thing when you're when you're a parent and you don't drink coffee. Yeah. Let's see here. It's brutal. FIP did that with Red Bull. Yeah. Oh man, I've had one Red Bull in my life. But yeah, I can imagine. Bo, he says you'll get a bad hangover for 3 days. So yeah. So as I sip my coffee, it's ringing in my ears. Maybe I should just live on my own energy. And then some of you have tea in the morning. I have to eat, otherwise I can't handle tea. Something about it. All right, so yikes. So ES creeping above the overnight potential resistance, trading into edge-minder resistance at the moment. And Q having none of it and just bouncing well. No trade-later fill off of the edge-minder support, much to my chagrin. And YM pushing above. RTY I think is even further above. Gold, gentle sloping downward motion here. I moved the sell line after the market continued to press higher. And crude moved my buy line, and it has since minimally, but about 10-15 cents, cooperated with the super day range support. So no fills. Does anyone have any questions on the new feature, on the new trade-later functionality? FIP, he says, I've cut it to 1 cup of coffee a day. Good for you. Except today, because my sleep's gone in the dumps this week. Yeah, it's I never got it, but I mean, like I said, I didn't start drinking coffee till my daughter was born. And so I never understood, people, I need a coffee. And, to me it was odd. But now, much like all those people, I don't have to be awake very long before I reach for a coffee. So So we'll see what I decide on that. But if I cut coffee, I think I'll do it like on a Friday. Like Thursday's my like today. Thursday's my last day. Then Friday I could cut it, and I might have somewhat of a headache. But then Saturday, Sunday I can really suffer, and that way Monday when we're back together, if Bo is correct, I'll have it bad for 3 days. So Monday might be rough, but then I can be friendly and decent to everyone again starting Tuesday. So I may have to do that. All right, so no trade here in gold, unfortunately. A little bit further, I think I'm going to remove, actually I'm just going to refresh this whole thing here. So I'm just going to take away all my lines, F5. So because it's continuing to push upward, came down to edge minder support and has bounced with the conviction. So just going to back off here and let it figure out what it wants to do. Oop, 34.3 at the moment, but we can see it did it did fall lower. Phipps had filled 34.2. First target of plus 15 ticks has been filled. Second target stopped at break even. So that's good. So good. And so that was a system-based trade. I know, Phip, you've put in a lot of time and research. And so you have your system defined. And so you followed it even though you weren't feeling it. And so I'd say that's a good job, because sometimes, I mean, it's always great when everything syncs up. But sometimes you run your play even when you're not in love with it, and then sometimes it works just fine. And yeah, sometimes try not to let this make your blood boil here, Phip. Phip wrote in, and it's going to dump now, watch. And yeah, it very well could. We had that yesterday. Phip, you want to talk about missing out. Yesterday we had all winners, and yet somehow it felt like a beatdown. And so, Tomas, how do you cancel a buy or sell line? And so if I'm not happy with everything, I say, okay, well, I want to start fresh. I just press F5 and it refreshes. You have a little window that pops up and you can confirm that, yes, in fact, you do want to restart your strategy. Presented with a conflicting picture and just trying to make something out of it. But so far, it's been a collection of small target winners. Which my wife overheard me complaining about missing the larger targets, and she said, you know, you really need to stop doing that. So remember how I said she's very quiet? Then every once in a while she's not. She's very pointed. And so she said, when you win, enjoy your win. And don't complain about your miss. So I was like, oh, well, I'll have to close my door next time. No, I'm just kidding. No. All right. So ES properly moving lower here. So 94.10 in NQ. Larger term potential support 9,300. Gold to the teens. 1860. Here it comes. So, Phip, I'm glad you had a winner earlier. You did what your wife tells you to do, really. You got your stuff together, you traded your system, and you got shrugged off by the market with that stop. Yeah, absolutely would love. Yeah, you take gold short from 34.2 and take it off at 18.6. And that's when you just, everything's easier. That's a nice win. It just feels right. So, did not catch this drop here in RTY. YM deep inside of its session range so far. Yeah. Like the old song, take this job and shove it, right, Phip? Yeah, bingo. Does anyone remember what movie? Was that song in a movie? That song, take this job and shove it. Does anyone remember if that was in a movie? All right, so after going back and forth into EdgeMinder zones, ES has finally chosen a side. We can see, though, relative to yesterday's range, however, it's still not really branching out. And so just thanks again to Merrill. Thanks to Bo. Bo's been working, I would say, feverishly is a good way of saying it. He's been very busy and very productive. And so thank you to Bo for your persistent hard work. And suggestions are welcome. We may not always be able to implement them. But if you have a suggestion, believe me, I won't take it personally. You're welcome to say, hey, this drives me nuts, or hey, you can tell me whatever. It's really fine. And I will listen. And if it's something we can implement and something we think will have a positive impact, then we may just implement it. And so your suggestions are welcome. And you're just more than welcome to share your ideas. And so Rich, Sergio, everyone, if you have any ideas, just let me know. And at this point, and NQ and ES, both day range trade later sell lines are pinned to the day range resistance low price. And they came decently close, but are not quite there. Okay. Will do, Merrill. Merrill may be on a roll. He just said, Jared, if you can, give me a call. I have an idea. So, I love it. Of course I can give you a call, Merrill. Yes. Well, Phip, I would feel good about that if I were you. I know that you're looking at today, and you're looking at 1,500 ticks if it all went well. Or no, 150, pardon me. 150 ticks. But 5 trades, 153 ticks. You can feel good about that. Enjoy your win, especially if you stuck to your system and they weren't just fluke trades, which I seriously doubt that's any of yours. And I know that you're pretty careful about what you're doing, which is good. And then it's just a matter of sometimes all that preparation, you still don't get the big payoff, and other times you prepare and then out of nowhere you get a bunch of nice blessed moves, basically, where your stop just doesn't get hit and you're able to ride it out. And so So yeah, no, I thought you were just Phip. I thought you were just having fun. He wrote in and said, "Ew, sorry, I spelled trades with a Z." I thought you were just like on trades, you know. But okay. So 10:53. We'll be closing soon. Again, another day of small winners. And so we're saying winners in that sentence, so we can feel good about it, even though we know there's some more right around the corner. But anyways, so nothing but winners so far today. I've turned off my buy line in YM, mainly because of this shift that I've seen in NQ and ES. And like I had said, I'd love to see a fill back at Edgeminder resistance if the market retests it in RTY, only because with the others dragging, we might see RTY relent and give in as well. But yes, Phip puts it nicely. Phip says, green days are always welcomed. Yes. And so we'll just continue to, one, mourn the absence of baseball, and two, continue to trade. So if anyone needs anything, or you want to share anything about your trades thus far this week, I think now's a good chance. I don't, RTY could fill us, but I don't think it will.